Hello, my name is Daisy.
Hey, my name's Alyssa.
And this is
Terrifying Talks.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls. Ghostly figures start to sway. Tune in now, don't be afraid. Terrifying talks tonight. Chill your bones till morning light. Spooky tales to make you jump. Heart beats fast with every thump.
Welcome back to... I'm pressing buttons on my fucking thing. You know what? Now that I notice, why the fuck is my sock inside out? What a way to start the podcast. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm getting better.
Yeah, that's good. We're not coughing like crazy people anymore.
No, I still brought something to drink just in case, but I'm definitely feeling better.
Good. So this episode is about outer body experiences, about, astral projection. We got a couple movies that we wanted to talk about. Firstly, I want to know what you think astral projecting is, or what outer body experiences what does that mean to you?
Look, I used to be obsessed with this type of stuff.
Okay, I'm down.
So I've never knowingly been able to, but I used to try to astral project all the time.
Really?
Yeah, but I could
really
never
cool.
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about this more. I did a deep dive on astral projecting and everything, and so I have a bunch of notes on stuff that I wanted to talk about later on in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I could agree.
Have you ever tried before?
I have not, but going deep diving into it, I was like, I kind of want to try this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely am scared for more of the, paranormal part of it, I feel like.
Can we just, hold hands and do it together?
Oh my god. Float like about... What is it?
The one with, the two fingers? Oh god. Stiff as a board, light as a feather.
Yeah, we could do that together, too, if you want.
Ooh. I tried that as a kid.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Anyways, you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
You like astral... You like trying to do that stuff. So, but what does that mean to you?
So, I mean, it's you're out of your body. So it's... Since I've never fully been able to do it, I don't know exactly what it means. But everything I've seen is just... Your body stays there as if you're asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And you just can, wander around, but no one can see you.
Did you have any, reasoning behind trying to astral project, or was it just to do it because you were really into it and stuff?
To be honest, I don't even know how I found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being I don't know if this was me actually astral projecting or if it was just me being a kid, but I swear there was a time where I was running around the streets, but I had went to bed, so I knew I wasn't actually running the streets. And then I woke up and I was extremely tired, and I was like, was that a dream or did I do something?
Okay, so like I said, I did a deep dive on this type of for the episode, so we could get to it later on, but I have so much to say about it. I can't wait for you to hear everything that I did.
I can't wait.
But we could get started, yeah?
Yeah.
Alrighty, so real quick, I just wanted to say, I listened to the podcast, and the amount of times that I say or I've made basically a drinking game of it.
That's hilarious.
And I could do it a lot. Alrighty, I could get started. We could talk about Dr. Sleep first.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so Dr. Sleep came out in 2019. It's about Dan Torrance. Is that Torrance?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes.
Remains traumatized by the sinister events that occurred at the Overlook Hotel as a child. When meeting with Abra, a teen who shares his gift, they begin to have an alliance to defeat the True Knot, a cult who feeds off the innocents. Do you want to start this one off?
So, I went through like the questions you had sent me.
Yeah, we
go through.
we did go through some questions.
Yeah. So I answered those questions.
Mhm.
So the first one was, we see Danny struggles with addiction. Do we think it's because of trauma or to stop his abilities? I think, because if you guys didn't watch it, he struggles with alcoholism, or I'm pretty sure it's also hereditary, because wasn't his dad also like a heavy drinker?
I do not remember, but that sounds about right.
I'm pretty sure he was. So, because I'm pretty sure that was why he had went into AA, because he didn't want to be like his dad, but at the same time, he needed it, which I'm
So do
pretty
you
sure
think
goes
it's both.
Yeah, I think it's column A, column B. Like, I think it was probably to start off with dealing with the trauma, but then he also realized that it helped suppress the abilities.
Yeah.
So it was like he did it for both reasons.
I think the same thing. I answered that the same way. I believe that it was both, and then added, obviously, his mom was still alive. And I think after, maybe when she passed, it kind of made it worse.
Yeah.
So I also would say it's both, to disenhance his abilities,
Mm-hmm.
and also just with all the trauma that he endured during that time as a child. So
I'm not gonna lie, in the first movie, when they would do like the close-up scenes on his face and he'd be like, I hated those moments.
I just want to know that nobody saw your face.
I know, but you did.
And I think I really wish I would have captured that.
No.
Put it on the Instagram, post it on Facebook, and be like, listen to 5 minutes or 8 minutes in and 3 seconds, and then you'll understand what she's trying to do.
But you can't tell me that. I feel like that was the most traumatizing part of the movie.
Do you want to go with the second question?
Yes.
Okay.
It was, the characters can astral project. Do you think it was the same when they were able to go inside each other's minds? I think it was different, because like it looked like when, would you say her name was Abra?
Yeah.
When she went
I believe that was
into-
her name. That's what it said.
Okay. I didn't
Maybe.
relook up names. I'm not gonna lie, but I did answer the questions. When she went into that like head witch doctor, whatever she was,
Yeah.
when the head like cult leader, essentially, when she went into her mind, that looked painful. So I don't think it was like the same.
Okay, so I went back and forth on this. I thought it could have been the same.
Like, I think she's astral projecting into her mind, but like, I don't know, that it looked so painful for her.
I feel like it would still be on the lines of astral projecting though, because
Yeah.
she's when you think about astral projecting and how much
Like free will there is,
and just meditation and
Mhm.
stuff like that, I would assume that when she was doing it, because there was that scene in the grocery store where she was trying to get in the girl's mind as well, because I believe she went in hers.
Mhm.
There was just that sense of just like calmness for her to be able to do it where she was at. I know when, I think that's when the cult leader like kind of found out how strong she was.
Yeah.
Because she like push her through like the door.
Yeah, she pushed her like hard.
Yeah, she was like, get the fuck off me,
And she
bitch.
said she had never experienced that before.
Which is crazy, because You would assume being a cult leader.
and doing it for that long.
Yeah,
Because God knows how old they actually were.
Yeah, because I think the whole thing is that they took innocent
Yes.
lives, and I feel like more as kids, and I believe that's our
That
next
was
question.
the last question, yes.
Was to stay young,
Yes.
I guess.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my answer to the question. I guess you could
For
go
the
with the
last
last
question?
one. Yeah.
Okay. For those wondering what the question was, it was, does the True Knot cult seek out only children and why? And I was like, yes. But mainly
To an extent.
because they're more innocent, more pure. Their abilities hasn't been tainted. And the younger they are, like, that's more of the essence they're pulling in, because this is all just my opinion. Because if you're 50 and you pull the essence of like a 49-year-old, I feel like you're not getting as much of that essence. You know what I mean?
I also realize when they're taking, I guess it's like their soul or whatever, the ability. I'm not 100% sure how that works for them. I've noticed that the more scared they are, the better it is for them. So I feel like
I'm wondering
children,
if that's just more of like a kink to them. Like
You
they
think
just
so?
enjoy
Like,
it more because
because
they're
of the-
afraid.
I don't know. I feel like the more scared they are, the more they could get out of it in a way.
Well, because they can't fight back more when they're scared.
No.
That makes sense.
So, what did you think of the movie?
Well, I rated it. It's on the next page. A 6.5. Mainly
Really?
because like I didn't really like the ending.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, I didn't like how he died and then like they still show him as if he didn't die, but then like you get the gist that he did die, and I'm like, I kind of
You're just stuck in the hotel.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of would have preferred you actually living. So
I did a 7 out of 10. I thought it was good, but I thought it could be better. I thought there was a lot of potential to do more things within the movie, especially kind of making it not like a sequel to the movie or like to the films and stuff like that, but to just have a really good ending, closed story of that. And I think they kind of accomplished that with Danny's story, and then maybe pulling Abra's story into it, and maybe taking that and making something better with it. But I really wish they would have done a lot more with it.
Yeah.
But I thought the acting was really great.
Oh yeah.
I thought the plot was really good.
I loved the visuals of it, like when they would be like flying through the sky as they're astral projecting. I loved that.
The actors, amazing. Actors, actress, all of it all. I thought that was good. And I think that's what made me put a 7 out of 10 rather than like a 6 or a 5. But yeah, I really liked all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it up until the ending, just because I was like, why you gotta die, man?
Yeah.
I just did not like the ending. That was
I just think it was, like I said, one of those things where they took a story and then that was just the end of it. And I think it ended on a decent note where, you know, he did something good and he, like, I don't know. I just felt like it was just, like, a good ending for him with how everything happened to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next movie is Insidious.
Yes.
Okay. I think this is a very popular one with outer body experiences or like astral projecting, so I think this would be a really good one. Insidious came out in 2010. Parents take drastic measures when it seems their new home is haunted, and then they realize that their comatose son is actually possessed by a
malevolent
entity. So when I was going through this, I just want to start this off this way. When I was going through the description, because, you know, I obviously want to be able to describe what the movie is about before we talk about it. I don't think he was technically possessed.
No. You don't think so?
No,
I
I don't think it was on the line of possession. I think it was a line of like maybe a puppet almost to
Mhm.
possession.
Yeah, like
But it didn't get that far.
I get that because I know they say the more you astral project, the easier it is for them to like come to you.
Mhm.
So if he's comatose and all he has is free reign to astral project,
Yeah.
I could see the puppet aspect.
Yeah, I didn't think it was possession, but it said possessed, so I put possessed, said possessed. So we could start off. Let's start off with our questions, and then we could deep dive into this beautiful movie.
Okay. Why do you think the ghosts went harder for Callie and Dalton but not Foster? So I said because Dalton could astral project. So obviously they're going to go for him since his soul being whatever is out of his body. So like that's obviously an easy target. And then Callie was still really young. And when you're younger, you're more impressionable to like ghosts, demons, all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
But Foster didn't have that
those
stuff.
birds look like they trying to fuck. Look, they're like,
You would think about that.
okay, listen. Just because I came in here and told you
Look.
my personal. I'm being serious though. They look like they're either
Is that
gonna
like the
fight or
fucking
fuck.
dance?
I don't know. It looks really interesting. I'm
What if
not
they're
gonna lie.
too
I feel like this is like wildlife, like
natural?
natural.
Animal Planet?
Fucking Animal Planet. Swear to God.
Well, y'all gonna get it on or not?
Well, now I
Now
don't
they're
wanna
nervous.
watch. Anyways, okay. Back. Okay, so you think just Callie because she's more impressionable.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get that. You want to hear?
Oh my god.
So my answer to the question
Uh-huh.
was a theory that is very like out of pocket theory. Okay.
Oh my god. Is it like your own theory or is this one that you found?
No, this is my own theory
Oh my
because
God,
I'm
okay.
psycho and I just needed something funny to talk about.
Okay.
I put as my theory that Foster isn't Josh's kid.
Bro, what?
I said,
Yeah, that's pretty
Listen.
out of pocket.
yeah, it was. Or that he has like a different ability, maybe. Or he could just either be completely normal like his mom.
I'm pretty sure it's mainly he's normal.
But here's my thing is that, you know, throughout the movie, he has kind of more of like a sense of like of his surroundings, and he can be impressionable. Like he was able to see things that, you know, other people really couldn't. Like when he talked about how he wanted to change rooms because he didn't like that Dalton was walking around. And I feel like, you know, as a kid, you don't really understand being in a coma and stuff like that and why things are happening.
Oh.
So I just feel like he definitely has some sort of ability, but it's not as strong as Dalton's. I think
That
they
makes
definitely all
sense.
have something. I think Dalton stronger.
Since he was just stronger with it, they targeted him faster.
I think because Dalton is the oldest, I'm assuming. I think also as you get older, it might have been something where it was a lot stronger because I know, I believe that Dalton was the same age as Josh when it all really started happening to him. So maybe it's just like, this is going to sound weird, but like a coming of age thing where it's a more impressionable or more like sticking, I guess, more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As you get to that age.
But I could see that.
But I definitely feel like they all have their own sense of
Yeah.
abilities in a way, for sure. It doesn't have to include astral projecting like Dalton, but I definitely believe that since not just Josh, but his mom too had definitely like had some sort of ability to be able to see these things, because like I said, when she first came to the home, she saw that the demon thing was in the corner of the room, and talk to it. So I think there's definitely some abilities going on with them, and I really strongly believe that maybe their abilities within the kids are very different, and I think Dalton just happened to be able to do like his father, astral project. But that was my theory for that question.
I love how you went from Foster's not Josh's kid to all of that.
listen, I just thought that would be really funny to say. I think it's not super out of pocket, okay?
It's something you would say for sure.
Well, okay, hear me out, right? As a theory, they moved into a new home and they were having issues, okay? They were starting a new life. She became like a stay-at-home mom or whatever. I don't know the premise of their whole story or whatever.
So maybe that was part of their story was they were having problems because Foster's not theirs.
Listen. Maybe they moved into this new home, okay? Because Foster, let's be honest, I know every kid doesn't look the same, but Foster, he really don't look like none of them, okay? And I just feel like maybe, just maybe, there was a cheating scandal, okay?
Or maybe they just did bad call with casting.
Or they reminisce by trying to have Callie like a little negotiation that they were going to stay together.
With one more kid.
Do you people?
No, I know.
Let me say this.
No, I get it. I know.
So I just feel like it's not super out of pocket when you try to make things up in your mind, like scenarios.
Which you're good at.
I'm very good at. So I just feel like that theory isn't super out of pocket for me.
You're right, it's not.
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip the second one and go to the last one because the second one is just like a favorite. So I feel like we can end with that one. But other than jump scares, what made the movie scary? I said how eerie like the further is and like the tiptoes through the window song.
Okay.
Because those aren't jump scares, but they definitely get under your skin.
Let me tell you.
Like, I know a lot of people traumatized from that song because of that movie.
Jesus. I want to say this movie always gives me, I can't watch it alone personally. I don't know what it is about it, but it gives me goosebumps every time.
I want to say the sounds in the movie too, because you know how they have like the frequencies?
Listen.
Is that one of the things?
So for the answer of that question, I put the color palettes, I put the music choice. I believe, like, now being a parent, I think that's a very like a scenario that can be really realistic, and so I think that's what made it really scary for me. But I know, with, like you said, with music and the reactions to your body, I think the color palettes that they did, they started off a little, black and white, then they go into color, and then they do these very dim, like blue, eerie, vibes of a color. And I think that's what, personally, I think your body reacts to that a lot. And I think those music choices in horror movies, especially, like, really good. I think Insidious is a really good one for me, but I think those choices are really important, because if you have just like all these bright colors and stuff like that in horror movies, like, it doesn't make you feel scared, and it doesn't have that eerie sense. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but like, I know some, might have, I think Killer Clowns of Outer Space has really bright colors. But it just, in the sense of this movie, it just brought a lot of creepy, eerie, like, sense to it. And I think for me, that's what made it more scary.
I feel that.
Yeah. Also wanted to add that I think what also makes it scary is just the astral projecting part of it. I believe the unknown and the unseen is also what makes it scary, because realistically, you don't know what's out there.
Right, like, we could be like looking around right now and there could be
like 100 people.
Yeah,
so I feel like that also makes it very terrifying. And to just have it happen so suddenly to Dalton too. He woke up, or he literally didn't wake up. Like, went in a coma and just and then all of it happened all at once, and that I feel like that's pretty scary.
I feel that would be kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a kid, not knowing that you're doing that and not knowing how to get back out.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, because you think you're dreaming, you know what I mean? Especially when you're a kid and you just really don't know. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay. So the last one was what our favorite ghost was. Me, I feel like I picked probably the most basic one, but it's the one that stood out to me the most. It's the one that traumatized me as a kid watching this. The lipstick demon, aka red-faced demon.
Really?
Yes. You want to know why? Because I went to watch this movie in the movie theater with my uncle and my sister, and there was these girls right behind us, right? Giggling, cackling, all behind us. We're like, shut up. So we're watching that scene when, like, you're seeing him, it pans away from him, and then, like, it goes back to his face, and boom, red face right behind him. Scared the crap out of us, scared the girls behind us to the point they ran out of the theater. Yeah, so he's my favorite for that.
Okay, so I did where it was a scene when they were checking if there were actual ghosts there. Like,
oh, I remember this.
And it was the clock scene where he pans to the clock and he's switching the colors, and it's the two girls and they just smile. That's my favorite. It's always been something I loved watching every single time.
Wasn't that like your favorite in... Didn't we talk about this with The Shining? Didn't you love the twin girls?
I love the twin girls. I love the clocks. I don't know what it is about horror movies and clocks, but I think I kind of have a low-key obsession about it.
I get that.
I think time is,
Time is of the essence.
Yes, so I definitely feel like I push towards those type of things, like really odd things to be pushed towards, but I think the details within that is just satisfying for me. I did have a lot to say about this movie.
Wasn't this the one you said you had the did you notice?
I do have, so there's references in this movie. I forgot, I cannot remember his name and I didn't write it down. So I believe it's like the director or something, but he also did Saw movies. He did Saw references in this movie, which I don't know if you saw, but there was a Billy the Puppet was drawn onto the chalkboard while he was at, like, because I guess he's like a professor, teacher of some sort. Yeah, that was pretty cool to see, to have like other movies be intertwined with this movie. And there was also, the little boy hiding when the mom was doing laundry on her. This was before she like went out the door, and then the music switched. It was the first scene cut in when she was walking into the living room first, grabbed, or kitchen, whatever it was in that setting, but went in, and then he's just standing there. And I thought that was really creepy. Love that, because I feel like that's not something you gotta really watch these movies. Same thing with, like, there's a hidden handprint on the window in Dalton's room. So I thought that was pretty cool. They just have little stuff in there. I did, on that note, well, let me ask you this first. Did you notice anything that... No. Okay. All right. So then let me just real quick.
You're the reference queen.
True. So with the whole thing on rewatching the movie, or just the general movie, and him being in a coma, and they go to the doctors and they say everything is perfectly fine. And in my head, I'm assuming they do brain scans to ensure there's still brain activity. And
what if they didn't?
That's crazy work. I would assume they would, but in my head I was like, I wonder if there's some sort of brain activity when you're astral projecting. And so, did you know you have brain activity when you experience outer body, but there's no since there are no like scientific evidence of astral projecting, like if it's a real thing or whatever the case is, but when you have an outer body experience, your brain shows activity in your temporal, I don't know if I'm saying this right, temporal partial junction.
So is it like the activity is different than like normal brain activity?
Yeah, it's just unsure, but I know when they're looking at it and you are, let's say, because like I said, there's no scientific like belief, but when it was studied and everything, there is a certain part, because I'm assuming that when they did the study that these people were actually projecting, but there's a part of your brain that does activate and have some sort of stuff going on.
So what if you're not actually astral projecting, but like your mind is just making like an illusion?
It's supposed to. Okay, so we'll talk about this more later on. I have a whole thing. I swear, it's crazy, and we'll definitely get into it at the end because, like I said, I like really deep dived into this, and I'm really excited to talk about it with you.
Because you were so hyped, being like, "Can we do this topic? Can we do this topic?"
I was so interested in the whole like outer body experience, and I think now really going deeper into it, I'm like, dude, I kind of really want to try it.
Bro, I'm telling you, let's lock hands and let's do it.
No, what if I like go into a coma and I just don't wake up?
Yo, low-key, I'd be like a little afraid of that sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what if?
That's why we do it together, so we can guide each other back.
Okay. So do you? Well, okay. We could talk about our next movie. Okay. So our next movie is Astral.
Okay.
It came out in 2018.
I literally just watched it on the way home from work.
But it's about a university student who faces consequences of astral projection when he uses it to reconnect with his deceased mother. My thoughts. I kind of had some questions while watching this movie because it was the first time watching the movie for me. We did have some questions, and I think some of my thoughts on it and questions on it kind of intertwine with the questions. The first one was his mom possessed? And that's why, trigger warning, suicide. Was she possessed, and that's why it led to that, like, she was made to kill herself instead of her physically doing it? Listen.
See, I hear you.
Okay.
But what if, because as the movie was going on, he was becoming like more mentally unstable because of it. What if it just drove her insane to the point that she couldn't take it anymore?
Okay, so this was my thing, okay? He went in, the movie starts off, he's taking his class, they're talking about astral projection, and it just kind of gets in the topic of his head. I don't think it stemmed from him actually trying to reach out to his deceased mother.
I think it was did, though.
You think so?
Yes, because in the class, the professor literally said, studies have shown that people would do this.
That
and
is
they
true
could to try to find some of the dead.
Yeah.
And I think that clicked in his head because his dad had just told him
that his mom yeah. Okay, I see that, but so for me the plot twist was at the very end. Spoil alert for everybody. He sees a picture that he drawn as a drone. I keep saying drone.
Drawn.
I'm like on crack today or something.
That's a joke.
Yeah, I don't do crack, guys. But at the end, he saw a picture he drew when he was a kid, and there's that like evil
malevolent.
Exactly what I just said. Entity, and he, was seeing when he was astral projecting. I think it was like a wraparound thing where his mom was able to have the ability of somewhat to see what was going on, like it was trying to Okay, I saw it as the demon, right? Did this, possess his mother, let her do this so he could get to the son.
Like, he was attached
already,
to the son from the beginning.
yeah, from the get-go, and was like, I'm gonna get him, and I need these things to happen.
To make him weaker.
To make him weaker, and so he could just, I got you. You know what I mean? So I
Power
think,
right in the gut.
I think it made it easier when he found out about his mom, but because realistically, he was good up until he found out about his mom and started learning about astral projecting. I strongly believe in, the universe aligning with your life and things happening for a reason. So I honestly, truly believe that there was some sort of, timeline where this is needed to happen, so he could get to the guy. But that's just me.
No, I can see that.
Because
I'm not gonna lie, I hated the ending.
I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck?
I hated it because of how abruptly it ended.
Okay, I could see that.
Like, I wanted more.
I get that.
Yeah.
But another thing too is because realistically, right? You are maybe for the mom, right? You go in and it starts off as she's depressed, she's sad, she's kind of a little bit psychotic.
She went to a mental hospital for a little bit.
Yeah, so my thing is, towards the end, it shows that she didn't just get up, because in the beginning it showed that she just got up and she just kind of killed herself. Towards the end, it shows that, she was watching her son, she was watching TV, the lights started turning on.
She started hearing that weird staticky noise that he was hearing throughout the movie.
So I just feel like it drove her crazy. Well, I don't think it might have driven her crazy. I think she was experiencing these really, paranormal things, and tried to explain it to her husband. Her husband was like, it's probably because you're sad, you're seeing things, you're going crazy, let's put you in a psychotic home, because she was normal up until then. Like, when you're watching the movie and you're watching that ending, it really shows that she literally was perfectly fine, until it, I think it took her life, personally. That's truly my opinion on it.
I could see that. I think in the end it was all because of the demon and all of that. I still think it drove her crazy to that point, though, because you could see how crazy he was starting to get, and I don't know how long it lasted for her, like how long it was going on for.
Yeah.
But for him, it didn't seem like it was going on for that long.
No, I think it definitely looked like a couple of, like, maybe a week or so.
I was going to say like a week, maybe a week and a half.
More questions that I had for, like, my thought process when watching this movie is, why were his friends able to see the shadow people?
Right, like he started saying it was like becoming more
susceptible to everybody.
Yes. Well, I know they were saying that in the astral plane it can't affect like our existence type of thing.
Maybe that's why in Insidious you could, the mom sees everything and all that, but go on, astral. Sorry.
So I'm thinking that it wasn't fully the astral plane. Because like you said, that demon was trying to get him from the get-go.
Yeah.
So I think he was just using that as his way in as well. So I think that's why it was also going towards the friends and everything.
I think he definitely did astral projection. There's, from stuff that I've read, there's a difference when traveling to a certain extent. And I keep saying this, I'll really get into it later.
I'm sure you will. I know you will.
The crazy stuff that I have, can't wait to share. I thought it was kind of weird that his friends were able to see and physically, experience the same things. I don't think that's kind of fair, to be honest. I think if I were living with you and you astral project and I'm
And all of a
starting,
sudden you're seeing everything.
I'm literally gonna punch you in your throat, because why are you fucking letting me, it's already hard enough on my day-to-day thinking that I've, like, see things, you know what I mean, in the corner of my eye, because, like, things can be deceiving, and it's actually like a tree or like a chair with all my clothes on it. So if you fucking think that I'm not gonna stay your friend, or if I will not stay your friend if you astral
You're telling me if I bring a demon to you, you're not gonna stay my friend?
Absolutely fucking not. Are you dumb?
How dare you?
Alyssa, I love you with
I thought
my dear.
Our bond was stronger than that.
I love you with my whole heart and soul, but if you fucking brought a demon to me, I'm gonna cry. I'm literally gonna cry tears, and we're gonna have to have a friendship breakup, and I'm just not ready for that at all. I'm not emotionally prepared for it. I think I would literally probably beat you up with a beef jerky stick or something.
A beef jerky stick?
Yeah, because why would you bring a demon to me?
What if it was an accident?
Bitch, I don't give a fuck about there's no accidentally bringing. I feel like you have to really suffer the consequences, because if you're out here astral projecting, knowing damn motherfucking well something could come back, or if you decided, hey, yeah, let's go to a haunted place and talk to ghosts, or let me just pull out an Ouija board. If you're not ready to suffer those consequences, then that's you're dumb. You shouldn't be doing those things in the first place, okay? And then you had the audacity to bring a demon to me. You couldn't bring fucking Casper, a fucking demon, bitch.
So if it was Casper, you'd still be my friend?
If he would cook for me and stuff, I'd so be down for Casper. If he was friendly, I'd so be down. Because I would love to make people think I'm crazy if I could see a ghost and be sitting on a bench and talk to them and they think I'm absolutely nuts and everybody could just leave me the fuck alone. I'd be down for that. Or like just to scare people.
Just be like, hey, watch this, and like just lift something.
Exactly. And then I just feel like if you brought a demon and they're trying to eat my soul, rip me to pieces, break my fucking back, and not in a good way, bitch, you are fucking crazy. If you don't think I'm breaking up with you as a friend and I'm blocking your number, blocking you on social media.
I was about to say you don't have my number. We only have each other on Facebook, but I do remember during the first podcast, I did give you my number.
Yeah, we have each other's numbers.
Took a while.
I sure did. Honestly, it really did. I don't know.
It really did.
That's not the point. The point is, you're not fucking bringing the demon to me, because we will fight physically.
We can fight. That's fine.
Listen, I believe it or not, for the people who like know me really as a person, I'm not really a physical person. I fuck around a lot, and I definitely put on a persona where I'm like this big, like I'm not scared of ghosts. I'm not scared of these things, and I'm whatever the fuck people think about me, and I'm mean and whatever. I'm literally, I'll say it once, I'll say it again. You are what you eat, bitch. I'm a pussy, okay? I'm a fucking pussy. I am scared of everything. I'm like an elephant,
Scared of a little mouse.
Dude, I'm literally scared of literally everything.
I love that you're so scared, but you love horror.
I know.
Like, how does that make sense?
I don't know. I
mean, don't get me wrong. I love it because it helped us bond even more, but
I don't know. We're going so off topic right now. Sorry for the rant, guys.
Would it be the podcast if there wasn't a rant?
Honestly, an unstructured rant? What the fuck?
What kind of podcast is this?
Ew. Alyssa. You're gross.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have so many questions about this. I have so many questions. Like, why doesn't he remember seeing this as a kid versus when him...
I mean, okay. He probably suppressed it.
You think so?
Yeah.
But, like, why? Like, I understand, like, you lose your mom and you go through,
I mean, you don't choose what you
through.
suppress sometimes.
You think so?
Especially as a child.
But
I don't think he chose
something
to.
like that thing was scary. It looked like something that probably came out of my ass after eating dairy. Like, that shit was scary. It had big ass horns and everything.
I think he just subconsciously suppressed it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Questions. What questions did we have for this movie? What
I think some of them
scheduled questions?
I think some of them already got answered.
Yeah, pretty much a lot of them.
In the beginning, it talks about the astral plane. Do you think it was his plan to be able to speak to his mom? We already answered that. I think
Yes
it
and
was.
no.
I think it was definitely partially his plan. As soon as he heard that people use it to talk to the dead, I think he definitely wanted to talk to his mom. Second one, almost like found footage. We didn't answer this one. Do we think pulling out the camera enhanced his chances of succeeding going to the astral plane? I don't think it enhanced, but I do think it helped prove, because how they set up
plane,
how they set up that little whatever thing,
they astral, or
how he projected out and moved that. What was that thing called?
I don't remember.
It's like on the tip of my tongue. I don't remember, but it was like a ball on a fishing wire string, and if you move it, it'll.
He had two of them too.
Did he? I
Yeah.
thought there was only one.
No, there was one like right there in front of the camera, and then there's one sitting where his books were at. And he hit one.
I never noticed that one.
He hit one. This is my theory. He hit one, tried to go back, and then the ghost thingy hit the demon, whatever the fuck he is.
Hit the other.
Hit the other.
I never noticed the other one. I do know when he was asleep. Well, if there was another one, I don't know if the other one moved, but I know the one right next to the camera had moved again. But I think it didn't enhance it at all, because he was able to do it without the camera. They just didn't believe him. So the camera was more for the proof, and then as it went on throughout the night, which I don't understand why he kept recording, because the dude literally told him that once he was done doing the astral projection, to stop recording, because it's gonna like eat up memory and whatever. And then he didn't stop it.
Not just that, I think because he did say that he didn't record like one of the parts or whatever, and then it did it again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I'm wondering, like, because he got up he like woke up, and then he just went back to bed. Like, he didn't get up and stop the recording or anything.
Okay, so my side of seeing it was that it did enhance the chances of it, because it made him question what the figure was, and I think that's what made him
want to keep going back.
That, and was more susceptible to being able to, being, I guess, not possessed, but kind of possessed, you know what I mean? But that's what I saw when it came to that question. I definitely believe that it did enhance something where he was able to, like I said, to question it and think, hey, what the literal fuck is this? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think
in that sense, then, it enhanced it for the fact that he could look back on it and see everything that was going on.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay.
Last but not least, last question.
Favorite worst character and why?
Okay.
Alex, just because, I don't know, he was the main character, so I just felt like he had to be an option. But also, I don't know if I was just hearing her say her name wrong, but I could have swore she said her name was Alyssa.
Yeah, that's what I have written down right here.
I also liked her, though, because she was always trying to be there for him.
That's what I put. I was
like, oh my god.
This is the answer to my question. Alyssa, cute, supportive.
Just like me.
No, shut up. Kidding. I love you.
You said that too quickly.
Oh my god. These comebacks would just be so fire, bro. I gotta say them quick, or they're just gonna disappear from my mind.
For the audience, my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, she's literally crying tears right now.
I can't fake cry.
Jesus. No, Alyssa is also very super cute and supportive. She's
Are we still talking about me now, or are we talking about the movie?
bitch. I'm
Alyssa
talking
now?
about you.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna compliment you because you don't know the difference. I'm just kidding. But yeah, my favorite character was Alyssa because she was cute and supportive.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I picked
Exactly the reason why she was my favorite.
I knew it.
I was
As soon
like,
as you heard
that-
the name.
I was like, that girl's not my girl. I see it.
Yep. I'm not gonna lie. As I was watching it, and just the fact, for one, her name was my name, and for two, just the way she was like acting and being supportive, I was like,
she was.
I was like, damn.
I
you
definitely
remind me a lot of me.
I think a lot of it though is that she had a crush on Alex.
Yeah.
So there's that. But anyways,
worst character.
the demon. Honestly,
Really?
honestly,
Really? I said the dad because fuck him. Because why would you wait until he was 20? Like, I get it, but I'm almost like,
okay. Listen, all right. I feel like especially when you're a father. Okay, I feel like these things are harder to say to your kid. I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I kind
In
of
the moment, I would like fuck
definitely-
him.
I definitely understand where that's coming from, but I wouldn't know how to explain that to my child. Even, because it's hard to explain that stuff when you're a kid, and then you go off, you have an innocent mind, and you're telling these people, your friends and stuff that your mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like that's weird, and then you turn 18 and you're going to college, to the university or whatever, because they're like English or whatever.
So was he already in the, because he said his dad told him when he was 21. So was he already in the university, or is their time frame different?
I don't know how that works out, like, because preferences is set out in England, so I'm not too sure how they work. But I just feel like when you're, you get out of high school, you're 21, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that's a more susceptible. I just feel like it's easier to sit down your kid because they understand it. You went through a lot of your life, I guess, to comprehend what that means, because you're an adult. So I understand that aspect, but I also understand fuck him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it, but
in the moment, when I was trying to decide, I was like, you know what, fuck him.
I 100%. I know a person. We'll talk about it later, but I know a person who had a similar thing happen to them. So I could understand the fuck him, but I could also understand the waiting aspect of it. You know what I mean?
I think that was all of the questions for it. Do you have any other? Because it seemed like you had like separate questions written down that you thought of.
Yeah, it was kind of just more of like, why was his mom, or like if his mom was possessed, why was his friends able to see like these weird things? But we already talked about a lot of that stuff. What did you rate it? I thought it was a very slow burning movie. I think
I put it as a 6 out of 10.
I did too.
Yeah.
I put a 6 out of 10.
Wait,
I don't think it was bad.
What did you put Insidious as? We didn't say that.
Oh, we didn't?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, I put it as a 5.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I feel like I should have put it higher, but I can't think of what I want to put it as.
I think this is just my my thing. It's one of the movies like I said, I can't watch alone for Insidious. I don't know what it is about the movie that gets to me really badly. But it's really truly horrifying for me. Just the first one. The rest of them could eat dicks, but
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's possibly why I put it at a 5, because like it's hard for me to separate the first one with the other ones. Because I can't think of the first one without thinking of the fact that there's more.
Okay, the first one and the second one are really good. I don't like the remaining ones. That's just my personal thing. They're not my favorite. But I would. One? Yeah, there's like 5 of them, I think, no?
I think so. But I don't know if it's out yet, but I know they're coming out with one. Anyway.
I did rate it a 8 out of 10.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, it's I think it's a good one. It definitely gets me in my, I can't watch this alone. I definitely gonna watch like Bluey or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse after this, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last but not least.
Well, movie-wise, because you still got
So much shit to say.
so much information to pile on me.
Sorry.
I love it. It's okay.
So I think this one's gonna be a pretty quick one. I've watched this more than once. Alyssa just watched it
Last night.
I think it's a really good movie. I feel like there's not too much to say, but we'll go just right into it.
Okay. Oh, wait, do you have the...
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
So our last movie is called It's What's Inside. Came out in 2024. It's about a mysterious party game unleashes mind-blowing mayhem at a friend reunion where no one is who they are. Bum, bum, bum! What did you think of the movie?
At first, I'm not gonna lie, was not my jam.
No.
Mainly because, like, just introducing the couple and how, I into coupley things.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. I definitely have some shit to say about that. I think
Like, just starting it off with, like, her trying to role play, and I'm over here like, this is not why I watch horror. I thought we realized this.
Listen though, so I think it started off really well with all of that because it kind of showed the characters and their struggles.
Yeah, watching it
and
through, I was like, okay, it makes sense starting it off like that.
Yeah.
But first off the bat, I was not enjoying it.
I'm sorry.
You're okay. In the end, look, I'll tell you what I rated it now just so you could feel better. It was the highest one I rated. I rated it a 7.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I love that. I also rated it a 7. Look at us.
Okay.
Similar rating.
We've been doing that a lot.
Lately we have. So did you want to start with the questions? Because I think a lot of what I have to say kind of intertwined with the questions.
Okay. So then I guess stop me if there's more that you need to say for it.
Yep.
Well, I guess you could answer with your answer as well. Yeah. So do you think going through an identity crisis / relationship struggles made this go sideways? Yes, 100%. 1000%. Because, like, it went from being a game to them not wanting to leave the bodies because they could do whatever they wanted because they weren't necessarily happy
with who they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
With who they were with. So I'm like, yeah, it 100% made it go sideways.
So a little backstory for people who haven't watched this movie yet. It kind of basically, one of the main characters, Forbes, plot twist, who isn't really Forbes as we come to find out later in the movie, brings this device that he created, that it allows you to have, I guess, basically an outer body experience.
Yeah, because you're swapping bodies.
But it lets you swap into someone else's body and that person swaps into yours.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit looked painful. You had to put, what were they, little probes? Or like little pads or something on your temples.
Yeah.
But that looked painful.
You think so?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was just like one of those.
Well, you gotta think, like, when they would do like electrotherapy, they would put stuff on your temples and that would hurt.
True.
I think it had to have hurt even just a little bit.
Just like a little shock.
Yeah.
I get that. Maybe that's why initially
like something
it was
to like jolt the brain to like go through.
I get that. Yeah. I see it.
Must have been that enjoyable that they did it like, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, they did. They did it a good couple times.
Yeah.
But like I said, the premise of it was they were able to switch bodies. It became a game. Moral of the story kind of wasn't a game. It was all pre-planned. But a lot of the characters really show... it's almost kind of like... what do you call it? Like the 7 deadly sins or whatever. You know, you got... wealth, you got, whatever the fuck else.
Wealth, sloth, gluttony, lust.
Yeah. I think just in that general sense, just,
Yeah, I can't think of the other 3.
I think each individual character definitely represented something that they didn't like, and I think it showed visibly from when, they were themselves. And I think a lot of it too, some of the characters are very envious of the other characters, for a lot of reasons, not just, what was her name?
Which one? There's a lot of people.
True.
Describe her.
It's the couple. Them two.
Shelby?
Okay, so Shelby
And
Cyrus, and then Cyrus liked
Nikki.
Mm-hmm. And there's a whole story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, okay, so for instance, Shelby was very envious of Nikki because there was a lot of signs that Cyrus was into Nikki. The beginning of the movie was basically him masturbating to Nikki.
Did she know that that's what he was masturbating to? Like, I know she knew he was doing something, but did she know it was to Nikki?
I don't think so, because I think when the sound was playing, because he, like, changed it before she walked in. So I don't think they put that together.
I was wondering that, because I was like, Because
Yeah.
I know she knew he liked her.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think another thing, too, she did try to act out a lot of things that Nikki would say. She wore a blonde wig, aka Nikki is blonde. So I feel like...
All because that was his idea to spice things up.
Which... Stupid. I think I understand, like, you know, role-playing and stuff like that, but if you have to physically pretend to be someone else and you're friends with them...
That's a big red flag.
That's so, like, why aren't you leaving? This is everybody in your friend group. Anyways, to the question, yes, I believe that the struggles of their relationship definitely played a bigger part of the role. I also believe that the revenge part of it, like when you go into the story and Forbes is actually his sister, there's a whole other story that intertwines with all of that. I think the whole thing, like I said, have their own stories. I think all of it together made it a stronger movie where it was, you know...
It got me too, because, like, some of it was a bit confusing how they kind of just, like, threw in their other little struggles, like Ruben and Brooke having a past relationship.
But it wasn't Brooke, it was him and Ruben and Maya.
Oh, right, she was in Brooke's body.
Yes.
Right, it was him and Maya.
No, she wasn't in Brooke's, Brooke was in Maya's body, and then Ruben, I think Brooke was just in it just to be in it. I think, okay, so do you remember when Maya was in Nikki's body and Cyrus was in Ruben's body?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Ruben was trying to get it on with Nikki,
yeah,
aka Maya, because she looked like Nikki,
mm-hmm.
and
she thought he was Ruben.
Yeah.
Because he pretended
like
he was.
No, I think he pretended he was Forbes, but he was in Ruben's body because Forbes, aka the sister, pretended...
Nope, yep, you're right.
To be Cyrus.
There was so many swapping.
Yeah, it's a lot of swapping. It's really confusing. It's definitely a movie to watch to understand what we're talking about, because it's going to sound confusing when you listen to us.
Yeah.
It's a crazy movie. But
see, this time we're not being chaotic because we're chaotic. We're being chaotic because the movie was chaotic.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Like
one.
I said, it was the highest one I rated.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a must watch. I think it's really funny. I think it's really modern for a horror movie.
Yeah.
I think having that outer body experience, and just like I said, they all have their own stories to it, their own, you know, things. It just kind of puts in perspective what things you don't like about yourself and being in someone else's body, and how that changes your perspective on things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like being in someone else's shoe, literally.
I feel that.
Yeah. We go on to the next question.
Okay, so the next one was favorite weirdest person change. If I'm gonna save that one for last, because I feel like favorites should be last.
Okay.
But would you want to body swap? Why and with who?
Okay.
My question was, this meant to be like with who in the movie or with who in real life?
Both. Why not?
Absolutely not. I don't think I would want a body swap.
With any, like, in general,
anybody.
like a general aspect?
Yeah. No,
Really?
because, like, I'd be afraid of getting stuck in there. which some of them ended up going through.
Yeah, that is true. I answered this question as a yes. I would want to experience a body swap. I put that I would more prefer to have like a Freaky Friday moment, where
Yeah. Did you know
I'm
they're
able to
coming out with
learn
another one?
Yes, super excited. But I put where that I wanted to have that experience, but to have the learning a lesson type of experience of body swapping.
I feel that.
I think that'd be like I feel like they did with the movie, the whole body swapping thing was to obviously learn something within themselves, and I think definitely I would do a body swapping experience to learn something more about myself and maybe about someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone I'm close to. Like I would swap bodies with my husband. I definitely would.
If I were to ever swap bodies, it'd have to be with someone I absolutely trusted and knew that they wouldn't try to fuck me over like in that movie and not swap back.
Yeah, true. Someone you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I'd swap bodies with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
That would be.
I think
what if we swapped bodies and did a whole like podcast as the other person?
That's so funny. I just want to. I think it's always good to try and find a different perspective of myself. I think there's a lot of like I think you know me more personal, and there's a lot of things that I said. We work together at work, and the person I am at work versus who I am in person, on a personal level. So I think seeing myself in different perspectives, and someone like just in someone else's eyes in general would be good for me. So I know how to learn something about myself, maybe be easier on some other people, maybe, or just like I said, having that learning experience about myself to be a better person type of thing.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that you would swap bodies with me.
I would like to learn more about you. I feel like that sounds weird, but I think on a more personal level, I would like to see how your brain works.
I don't know if you want to see how that works up there.
No, I just feel like it's, if we swap bodies, okay, I want to be able to know in my body how you would work, what things you do like and you don't like, because we're really
like
close.
how
just
when Shelby was in Nikki's body, but Nikki was allergic to peanut butter.
Yeah, that one was crazy.
That was so crazy because I didn't think about the fact that like it's not Nikki's mind that's allergic, it's her body. I didn't even think about that until she wiped it all over her.
That part was pretty wild. That movie is. I think this movie is really good. I think it's a must watch.
It was a good one.
But yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah. So then, is there anything you want to put in before we go to the last one?
No, I think the whole thing was if I were to body swap, I'd have a learning lesson experience about it.
So, favorite / weirdest person change, I thought, was the biggest twist. Forbes and his sister.
I loved I didn't think that was the weirdest. I thought that was the best.
Well, that was like favorite / weirdest.
Okay, that's my favorite.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I loved the Forbes and his sister switching. I think she was put. Like I said, it's gonna sound chaotic. Watch the movie and you'll understand.
You'll understand our chaos for once.
I forgot what the sister's name was.
It started with a B. It was some different name.
Okay, we'll just call her B. So B was sent to a psychiatric.
Yes, a mental hospital.
Yes, from something that happened with the same group of friends that are in this movie. It was a whole thing. And Forbes in his regular body created this thing. And when she got out, his parents were kind of pressuring him to, try to be closer to his sister and stuff like that. So he was like, what better experience than to switch bodies, show her this thing. And they did.
So that whole time she was still in the psychiatric hospital, right?
No, she was coming out.
Was she?
Yeah.
Because that whole time I thought she was still in it, so then he got stuck in the psychiatric hospital and then found a way to break out.
No, it was, remember, it cuts to the scene where they're sitting on their kitchen table. swap bodies.
See,
she
they had
knocks
it in
him
like
out.
a different what is it called? Like they had it in a different film style, so I did not catch that was at a kitchen table. I thought
Really?
it was in like a psychiatric hospital table.
No, it definitely was a kitchen table because
Hmm.
he like, I don't know, maybe I gotta rewatch it now. Now you make me question everything that I thought.
Sorry.
I
mean, it
but
could
there
have
were-
been,
there-
but at the same time, I feel like he would have been able to find her a lot faster if he didn't get locked away in the hospital.
I don't know, because was he really? Because in the movie, they kind of talk about how Ruben wasn't really their friend for a little bit because of that. You know, he wasn't in touch with them as much, and I'm assuming years since it's happened.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna take a guess and say that the first place he would find her would be with his group of friends, you know. But for her to have the whole, they're my favorite, you know, best body swap solely for the fact that she planned this. I don't know how she physically, look, I feel like it happened really fast of her thinking process. There's a lot of,
Oh, what, to be able to swap? Well, I'm pretty sure he said that they did it a couple times, and I think
that was,
and then the last time she like knocked him out.
But it was definitely planned. I thought it was a well out plan. She went through it,
Yeah.
and she achieved it. So
the fact that, should I spoil it?
Yeah, go ahead.
The fact that she made it all the way out in Nikki's body.
Crazy.
That with Dennis's money.
Crazier. Was it Dennis?
Yes,
no,
it was Dennis's money.
I thought it was Ruben's money.
No, it was Dennis's money.
Okay.
Because Dennis was complaining about, because Ruben was in Dennis's body when him and Maya? No. Whoever was in Brooke's body.
Maya's.
Yes.
It was Maya and Dennis, yeah.
Yes, because they died.
Yeah.
So that was, so since Dennis's body was taken, Dennis was freaking out like, what body am I supposed to go back to?
And he
then
was in
he had
Ruben's,
said,
but it's Ruben's body,
Mhm.
and they took Ruben's money.
no, I don't know. I just watched it last night though, so I could have swore it was Dennis's money.
Could have been. I don't know. I just work here.
Yeah. Anyway, watch it and you'll be able to tell us who was right.
Yeah, true. I think the weirdest person change was obviously Shelby and Cyrus. I think if you have to, you know, wanting to try and work out a relationship and you do things, you do this body swap and you're in the person that your literal boyfriend is actually in love with, and like, you know what I mean? I think that's weird. I think she should have broke up with Cyrus. Fuck Cyrus. I hated him.
She tested him to be like, when he was in Forbes's body and she was still in Nikki's body.
And he was
like,
really in it too.
Well, when she was like talking after he had, oh no, Dennis wasn't in Ruben's body. He was in Cyrus's body because he called the cops.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
But I think when that whole scene where Shelby was Nikki and Cyrus was Forbes, I think if you have to put yourself in a position where your partner wants to fuck you
and call you by the other person's name,
I think that's fucking
that was
crazy.
Weird. Like, I could, to an extent, I could understand the role play aspect of they were in different bodies. But once she started being like, call me Nikki, I was like, you're taking it too far.
Yeah, I'm like, bitch, just break up with him. He doesn't really love you.
And the fact that she was testing him, saying that he could go into Ruben's body since Ruben was already dead, like his soul was gone. And then she could stay in Nikki's body. Then they could live happily ever after like that. I'm over here like, why are you testing him?
Why are you staying? First of all, bitch, you dumb as fuck. You're the dumbest girl in the.
Why are you saying? Why are you testing him? Like, just leave. Yeah, literally for my weirdest person change,
couple.
I literally just put fuck Shelby and Cyrus.
Honestly, I think it would have gone a lot smoother if fucking Shelby and Cyrus got their fucking shit together. I think
Yeah.
if they were just split up, I think it'd be fine. Fuck them. I hate them. They're the worst characters.
Mhm.
Their relationship's fucking trash.
I did have a note though, that I couldn't stop staring at Brooke because she had the same split dye that I normally have.
Loved Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
She was
loved
pretty
her.
cool. Do you have any? I do kind of have some references in the movie. Not per se references, but little things that happened in the movie that I did want to talk about. For example, how I kind of figured that Forbes wasn't really Forbes is that when he first walked in, was introduced as Forbes, he would talk to himself, made small comments. I don't know if you remember, but he was saying, what did he say? He was talking about himself, like when he was, like when they were first in the circle and stuff, and he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, I'm just making paper. And they kind of laughed at him. And then before that, when he first walked in and he's getting, he's looking at the machine or whatever, he's whispering to himself, paper, like practicing how to say paper. And that's when Cyrus walks in. So, there was stuff like that. But I also really liked because Brooke, the character, was an artist and she did the red and blue thing with
Mm-hmm.
the glasses and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really cool because they kind of they put that in with the movie, like it was one color and you saw who they were on the outside, but on the inside, and it was red. I think it
I
was.
loved
That was really cool.
I love that too
loved
because
the
then
colors
I could
and
remember who was who.
yeah, I really enjoyed the color change. I loved the music. I loved how it was just all played out. I hate the character.
Yeah.
Well, just Shelby and Cyrus. I think
I did not like them.
I think their relationship was just like irritating to me. But you rated a 7.
Yes.
I think that's it. Do you have anything else for that movie?
Fuck Shelby and Cyrus again. That's it.
Big facts. Okay, you ready for all the things?
Damn,
I have a lot of
right.
things. Motherfucker, don't shut up. Mind your business. Stop looking at my paper like that.
I'm all for the facts. Fill me in.
Okay, so firstly, I wanted to explain kind of what an outer body experience is. I know we talked about, obviously, in the beginning of the podcast, what we thought it was. This is, purely off of the internet. But outer body experience is a phenomenon where a person experiences a sense of being separated from their physical body and observing it from an external perspective. So when I was reading about outer body experiences and stuff, it kind of was it was very interesting to me. There was a lot of things that I read where I was like, wow, this is like serious shit. Like, this isn't something, you just, hey, this happens, blah, blah, blah. I've read that 10 to 15% of the population will or can experience an outer body experience at any time of their life.
I was just about to ask you if there was any percentages.
You know me. There's also other things that could really push through to you're just more susceptible to having outer body experiences. I've read stuff where sleep paralysis. If you have sleep paralysis, you're more likely. Near-death experiences could also be a cause.
I don't know about that.
I've read where there was, if you have psychiatric disorders, migraines, epilepsy, and dissociative identity disorders, those things are said that could be linked to outer body experiences, which I thought was really interesting. When I was looking it up and everything, I did see a lot of stuff where it was, where you have to meditate and it's a meditating thing and stuff like that. But
I think that's where I always fell off. I'm not good at meditating.
No.
No.
There was a lot of you could literally look it up on YouTube, and there's a lot of, breathing techniques that you have to do, and just like a really deep sense of, I guess if I were to put in words, almost like peace in your body, where you are having a controlled breathing, like your mind is completely empty. You're putting your intentions. I also read for it to happen, you have to put out your intentions, and I think that's also another thing that kind of plays in with paranormal and a good experience with outer body experiences. I think uh, if your mindset is where, dead people and blah blah blah, trying to reach someone from a different plane, I guess you could say, I think your body and your mindset really affects on how that experience is and what comes back after that.
That makes sense.
Because a lot of it too, when I was reading about, you have to really set your mind to these things. You see kind of like a different side of it all, like watching these movies and then seeing it on the internet and like real life shit that people are actually doing like on a day-to-day basis. When you think about meditating and stuff like that, you think of a more inner peace thing. And if you do it for reasons like the paranormal reasons where you're trying to reach a dead person, I think that definitely just links in when you're trying to do those outer body experiences things. I also thought it was kind of cool to look that it could be linked to certain disorders. Like I have migraines. I have
a lot of migraines.
I have chronic migraines. They're the worst. I hate it. I do have some sort of psychiatric disorders that obviously I'm not going to talk about, but it kind of really puts your mind in a scary place because like I said, there are linked to being able to astral project. I think that's terrifying because it could be something like Dalton and Insidious, where I'm shutting off my mind and I'm going to a place that I don't know, and then I just don't wake up, and I think that's terrifying. And that's, I don't know, that's what I have to say about it. Another line that I did want to just wanted to talk about, I think this is a good place to kind of end, and it kind of interlinks with a lot of the movies we talked about, but I am very strong in believing like deja vu, or in the nature of like intuition and stuff like that. I think being able to astral project or have outer body experiences and being able to go places have a lot to be able to explain deja vu. For example,
I can see that.
For example, Insidious, okay? Josh basically when you're watching the movie and the weird shit is happening, the door is opening, the alarm is going off from their house, and then you move into the, further in the future, you're doing all these things and just to find out that it was yourself who was opening this door and stuff. So I feel like maybe that's where it kind of interlinks with deja vu. Is that why you feel deja vu? You're actually astral projecting. You see yourself, you see the future, you can see the past, and it just has that sense of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you, like I did a real fucking deep dive on this, and I like thought about it majorly because I was like, what if that's like really the explanation on why you have deja vu and why you have certain intuition on certain things or even certain people? You know what I mean? Because you've already experienced those things just from like having outer body experiences. Because I feel like sometimes you don't even know. And a little about it. I've looked up. You kind of talked about it. You didn't know if you were dreaming or not. I was reading that there, like something like with lucid dreaming and outer body experiences and how similar they can be. So I feel like a lot of it could be lucid dreaming, and you think you're lucid dreaming. But I sometimes really believe when those real dreams feel real, it could be outer body experiences. And then, like I said, it is just like one of those things where you feel deja vu.
Yeah.
Or just like I said, intuition. I think that's it's very interesting to me, and I'm definitely going deeper into it because it's a topic that I'm really interested now.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense then, because I don't think I don't know if I've ever told you in general,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast at all, especially if I haven't ever told you. But when I was younger, I used to have a lot of deja vu, and I would have these dreams where they were never like serious dreams, thankfully, because I don't know what I would do if it was like a real like
Situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like there was one where I was in the cafeteria in elementary school, and like I just saw like kids stand up in a certain order,
Mm-hmm.
and then like that was the dream. I don't know how long had passed before the deja vu happened, but I see it happen. I'm like, I've done this before. And then I remember I had this dream.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was another one where it was for our, 'cause I'm a twin, so that's why I say our birthday. We had a little party. We went to the park, and we were able to bring a couple friends, and we were in the back seat, and I looked down, and there's like an Oreo on my friend's leg.
Mm-hmm.
I had that dream, and then I had the deja vu.
I seriously feel like, because like I said, like I have sleep paralysis sometimes.
Oh, I also have sleep paralysis.
I have, chronic migraines. I have things that are interlinked with outer body experiences, and now knowing that, it kind of like, it really deeply makes me feel almost like scared for myself in a way, because I feel like they are really interlinked with each other. Like, I have a lot of stories where I was having dreams, and they like your own experience yourself, and they come true in real life. And there's a lot of things that I could dream, and it's not lucid dreaming. It's real, and I could describe certain people and their features, and those people end up being real and are later on in my life. And it's just kind of a weird thing. And now seeing that these things are just connected and can be a way, it really makes me think about my life and my experiences. And I believe to have really strong intuitive feelings and stuff. It's not mainly like how people say, yeah, I'm intuitive, I can feel it in my gut. I don't like saying that, because it's not like a gut feeling. This is gonna sound freaky, but I could feel it in every molecule of my fucking body.
You get like the tingles?
It's not even a tingle. Like, I could, like, it's like almost like a rush through my whole body. Like, I'm electrocuted. Like, I could feel it, and then it's strong. And I deeply believe in a lot of spiritual things. I'm a very spiritual person, so it really gets me going now, seeing how going into this topic and stuff.
I feel like I've learned more similarities about us. The more we do this, the more we hang out. I'm just like, wow, we are really similar.
I hope that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm very strong with spiritually within myself, and I do think I'm very intuitive, and I do have a lot of deja vu, and
I still have a lot of deja vu. I just don't.
I do too.
I don't have the dream aspect of it anymore.
Really,
or at least I don't remember the dreams.
I was just shout out to Brenda. But I was just talking to her about some of the stuff that I've physically dreamt about, and the physical features of a person, and them being real in real life in my future, without, it's strange. I don't like it sometimes. I think it's very scary.
I feel you. Like, when I was younger, I thought it was cool. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I felt like
you're a witch.
I thought we already knew that.
Me as fuck.
But I felt like the more I talked about it as a kid with people, the less it started to happen.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't, like, it doesn't, the dream aspect part of it doesn't happen anymore.
Maybe it's one of those things you're suppressing without noticing, like you said.
Maybe. But I don't like that, because I've always wanted to, like, get back into that touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do a lot of writing.
Yeah.
There's really like deep, like I feel like I'm not one to really dream. I'm a very deep sleeper, which also makes it kind of scary now being in this whole reading on this shit and stuff. But when I do dream, I've had a lot of reoccurring dreams.
Oh, I get a lot
I've
of
had a
reoccurring
lot of,
dreams.
I don't know, it's like a whole thing, but yeah, I write it down, and it's helped me really navigate. I think being into the outer body experience now is definitely helping me more navigate on how I feel spiritually. So
I love that.
yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I hope that was more did you knows and stuff like that, personal experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I loved finding out more similarities between us.
Yeah. Is there anything you wanted to add before we end this sucker?
Next week we are doing Joyride movies, and I don't mean Joyride
road
specifically.
trips.
Yeah, road trips. There we go. So I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Joyride specifically will be in there. I can't remember if I already made the list of movies.
I believe we made a list.
I know there was some of them. I can't remember if we made the whole entire list. We will announce the movies on our Facebook page when we finalize it. And there may be, if she still agrees on it, a surprise guest.
Oh, I'm so down for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to have someone.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, hope you guys have a good night, good day, spooky day, outer body experiences. If you're gonna do them right.
If you've had any outer body experiences, let us know.
Yeah, or anything like if you had sleep paralysis, I want to know about it. I kind of want to.
Bro, I be having demons in there.
Oh my god, I have a scary story to tell you. I can talk to you about it later. Anyways, well, alrighty, my terrifying talkers. I love you guys. Right? Is that a good thing to say?
Yeah.
Is it
too soon?
Is it too
Guys,
soon?
tell us if it's too soon for us to love you.
I don't want to be a Shelby and Cyrus. All right, we'll just end it right there. Watch the movies. Let us know what you think. Always would love to hear from you guys. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. All those.
Yep, and we are still talking about Apple. What the fuck is it called?
Apple Podcast.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways.
I tried looking into it. It was a little confusing.
Yeah, I just work here.
But we will see you guys next week.
Ooh, Friday. Be there. Or you'll fucking die. Just kidding. 7 days. Bye.
Midnight creeps and shadows fall, whispered secrets through the walls, ghostly